Many people have such a terrible understanding of prayer, centered on God as the all-provider, and we humans as beggars seeking His mercy to obtain blessings from Him. So many prayers that are offered around the world are centered on ask and receive basis, where God is on one end of the line as the giver, and we on the other end of the line as the receivers. This is a very flawed philosophy, and it is very unfortunate that many people think of God in this light. This is why so much prayer is offered in times of difficulty and crisis than in times of peace and wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, God is not an ATM machine that you come to when you are in need. You must understand that prayer is not asking God for what you want. This is why Paul said in his letter to the Romans that likewise the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings that cannot be uttered. He that searches the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. Paul knew that it was impossible to pray without full knowledge of the will of God. Before you pray, you need to search the will of God concerning the matter. Merely asking God for what you want won't get you answers. Once again I say, no one can pray unless he understands God's will. Prayer, therefore, is to align yourself with the will of God. I mean, you should position yourself or act according to God's plan. For example, when someone who is hungry comes to you for a piece of bread and you give bread to him, you have acted in accordance to the will of God, and by so doing you have prayed. You must understand that prayer is not only uttering words from your mouth, but also it is an action that you take. Offering a helping hand to those in need is an efficient prayer, because God will do to you as you have done to others. I say again, helpfulness is an effective prayer. However, the state of your heart in helpfulness is very important. A prayerful heart is a heart that deeply desires the good of all things. Until you sincerely wish to see the good of all people, you cannot pray. Therefore, a man with a vengeful heart cannot pray. When you are filled with bitterness, you cannot pray. When you harbor unforgiveness, resentment, hatred against people, you cannot pray. I mean, you will only talk to yourself and not God. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no rush in prayer. You must make sure your heart is pure before you pray. Remember, it is not how long you pray that matters, but how pure your heart truly is.
The Harbinger.